Today we are going to be ranking the 10 perks that are in Black Ops 6 Zombies so far. Now I'm sure throughout the seasons they'll add a couple more and we might make an updated video when all the perks are added into the game, but I thought it'd be a good time to make one now because now there's 10 perks in the game. We could do kind of like a top 10, which is a little fun. Now keep in mind I am taking into consideration the augments for these perks. I know some people want to ignore that, but we're not doing that here. But regardless, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on my top 10 list. So when you hear it, head down to the comments and let me know why I'm right about everything. And hey, while you're there, you might as well drop a like, and if you ain't already, subscribe too. And with that said, let's get into the top 10 perks in Black Ops 6 Zombies. Now to start this all off, let's go all the way to the bottom. In our number 10 spot, it's no surprise, is Death Perception. Like, I don't know why Treyarch is so dead set on bringing this trash perk back. Like, it wasn't good in Black Ops 4, it wasn't good in even Cold War, and that's when it was at its best. And it's still not good in this game. It's worse than potentially ever. Its augments, maybe there's like a single good one, the rest are absolute garbage. I just don't understand this perk. Like, maybe there's some uses, don't get me wrong, it's not useless. It's nice to see zombies through walls. I know high round players have used that to develop high round strats, but come on, Treyarch, bro. Like, there are so many other good perks to bring back or just come up with new ideas. Just let Death Perception die already. And number 9, Melee Macchiato. Now this is here because on almost every single map in this game, the only reason you're using this is if you're working on camos for a melee weapon. Like, let's be honest, because the fact that it gives you like this stupid punch melee annoys the hell out of me. But the only reason that it's not Death Perception level bad is because this is actually an S tier perk on one map, and that of course being Citadel. And it's not even because of its default ability, instead it's because of two of the major augments. It's Espresso that helps you swing your sword faster, and then also Vampiric Extraction that lets you heal every time you get a melee kill. Like, that is the only reason why it's not Death Perception bad, because without Citadel, this perk is garbage. And number 8, Stamin-Up. Now, I want to put Stamin-Up higher because in the past I've said that this is the single most convenient perk in the game, but the problem is, like, what's the whole point of Stamin-Up? It's to help you get around the map faster, right? Like, that's the whole point. But in this game, there's actually something that does that, and on top of that has other abilities, and we'll get to that perk in a bit, but it's really just because of another perk being in this game that really drops this perk down for me in this game specifically. And number 7, Elemental Pop. I want to put this higher in my head, but I think about, like, the base ability for Elemental Pop is just not good. I can't even remember what it is off the top of my head, to be honest with you, but the thing is, it has like two really good augments. Like, they literally shoved a whole other perk with Electric Cherry as a major, and I love Electric Cherry, don't get me wrong. And then on top of that, probably even the better one, which is the minor, which is Vulnerable Being, which will give you a 30% boost to your damage against an elemental weakness, which is absolutely great at dealing with special and elite enemies in this game. But the only reason is that I just don't find myself buying this perk for anything except high round runs. Like, I don't do it when I'm playing casually, and I don't do it when I'm doing the Easter eggs. So that's the main reason why it's just fallen down for me in this list. And speaking of perks that have fallen for me, number 6 with Deadshot Daiquiri. At launch, I would have told you this was an S tier perk, and I can't stop buying it. I love it. It's sometimes even the first perk I bought. But after I got my headshots done for my camos, I just don't find myself buying Deadshot that often, because if you think about it, the two main ways I personally play zombies is for high rounds and, more importantly, Easter eggs. And for high rounds, you're using wonder weapons or streaks, and that makes Deadshot completely useless because you're just not using regular guns. And then for Easter egg runs, all of them require you to get the wonder weapons, and those don't matter for headshots. So, like, why am I buying Deadshot Daiquiri? And that's the problem, because it really feels like it only has one use for one playstyle, and because of that, it's definitely fallen off the list for me a bit. And this brings us to the top 5, and to start it all off, I got Speedy Cola. I know some people don't want to use this augment, but the fact that we have Classic Formula, which brings back OG Speedy Cola for the first time since Black Ops 3, Bro, I just love it. I love this stuff so much. Speedy Cola is just an OG perk, and having its OG ability is amazing. I will never say anything negative about this perk because it is so convenient, and the fact you'll be able to reload so fast in this game is just something I'm so glad to have back, because in the last 2 zombies games, it was so dumb when we had nerf Speedy Cola. And this brings us to number 4, and this is going to be Vulture Aid. Now, Vulture Aid is probably the perfect perk for this game because its default ability to increase the drop rate for all drops, including salvage, armors, and equipment, like that is so good on its own. But then literally all its augments are amazing. Like there's not a single bad augment for this perk, which is crazy to say because almost every other perk has like some horrendous augments, which is insane because this one is so good. And there's so many different strategies for high rounds, Easter eggs, casual play, or however you're going to play the game, just based on what you're trying to do in your game. This will make a huge difference just based on all the augments, and because of that, this is the king perk for Black Ops 6 in terms of just being built for it. But it's not the best because we have 3 more perks ahead of it, and at number 3 we have PhD Flopper. And this perk is amazing. I wanted to put this in number 1, but I had to be realistic because the thing is, like, its default ability is amazing. Just being immune to explosive damage is amazing because this makes all the explosive weapons OP in this game. But on top of that, its augments, bro, Tribologist is amazing. This is the reason why Stamin-Up fell off so much for me in this game, because Tribologist just makes it so easy and fast to get around the map. Just being able to slide fast and longer distances, that's so cool. I love that so much. But on top of giving you immunity to explosives and be able to move around faster, but on top of that, you have its major augments, which you're going to choose from rather PhD Slider, which some people swear by, but the one I absolutely love so much, Dr. Ram. Bro, it's just so broken. I love being able to just run through a single zombie and I'll never die to just one zombie trapping me ever again because of Dr. Ram. And because of all this, this is a top tier S tier perk in this game and I love it. And this brings us to number 2, and this is going to be Juggernog. Yeah, it actually didn't make it to the top spot this time around, but there's a good reason for that. But this still perk is amazing. Like, it's an OG perk. We all know why it's amazing. Its utility, just being able to increase your health by default, is great. But then on top of that, you have some augments that are amazing. Hardened plates. Bro, that stuff is broken. If you guys don't look at the numbers behind that, that is a broken augment. It is so good. But then on top of that, you have its major augments, which is going to be rather probiotic, which increases your health even further, which is the one I prefer. But then there's also reactive armor, which will stun zombies every single time a plate breaks. And my gosh, if there's a great augment for camping, it's that one right there. So just stuff like that just makes this perk amazing by default. But on top of it, its augments made it even better. Come on, we all know what Juggernog is. But this brings me to the number 1 spot, and this is Quick Revive. And this is a surprise even for me because I thought it was going to be Jug. But then I realized I'm talking about Black Ops 6 here, because a major problem with Black Ops 6 is that for some godforsaken reason, it takes 6 whole seconds to start healing, which is an eternity in a game where you have constant zombies running at you. And the default ability of Quick Revive will cut that in half down to 3 seconds, which is huge, because being able to heal faster is humongous, because no matter how much health you have, if you can't heal fast enough, you're going to go down and die. And that's why Quick Revive is above Jug by default. But on top of that, its augment, oh my gosh, it has literally one of the best perks in history just added as an augment, and that's Dying Wish. Bro, it has saved me more than anything else in the game. I'm being straight up with you guys. There's nothing else in this game outside of maybe Ether Shroud that has saved my life from going down more than Dying Wish. It is such an amazing ability, and anybody who doesn't swear by it is insane. Put Dying Wish on. It is the most practically useful thing in the game. It's really that amazing. And also Quick Revive's default ability is amazing. Because of that, it has made it to the number 1 spot for me in Black Ops 6 specifically. But that wraps it up for this one. And let me know how I got everything right and I never say anything wrong in down the comment section below. But regardless though, that's about it for me. And thank you guys all so much for watching. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.